Game recap. Phoenix Mercury vs. Las Vegas Aces, Finals Game 2. Las Vegas, AP. Jackie Young set a WNBA Finals record with 21 points in the third quarter, finishing with 32 to carry the Las Vegas Aces to a 91-78 victory over the Phoenix Mercury on Sunday for a 2-0 lead. Game 3 is Wednesday in Phoenix, where the Aces hope to put a stranglehold on the series as they chase their third title in 4 years. The Mercury have the tall task of needing to win 4 of 5 games to capture their 4th championship, which would tie the WNBA record. Young, who tied a career playoff high in total points, fell just short of the league record of 22 points for any postseason quarter. 3 players have accomplished that, most recently in 2021 when Young's teammate, Jewel Lloyd, hit that number for Seattle against the Mercury. Aya Wilson scored 20 of her 28 points in the first half and had 14 rebounds. Chelsea Gray finished with 10 points and 10 assists. Kahleah Copper led the Mercury with 23 points. Sada Sabali scored 22 and Alyssa Thomas had 10 while coping with foul trouble much of the game. Like in Game 1 when they began with a 10-2 lead, the Mercury came out strong, scoring the first 7 points. Phoenix wound up with 27 points in the first quarter, but then the Aces held the Mercury to a combined 24 points over the following 2 periods. By that point, the Aces had taken charge, leading 76-51 going into the fourth, and eventually going up by as much as 22 points. Any team facing Aces coach Becky Hammon in a Game 2 in Las Vegas is asking for trouble. She ran her record to 9-0 with this victory, the average margin being more than 17 points. The Desert Heat met the Vegas Lights on a night that felt more like a coronation than a contest, until it wasn't. Game 2 of the 2025 WNBA Finals between the Phoenix Mercury and Las Vegas Aces unfolded as a heavyweight thriller, a masterclass in endurance, strategy, and raw emotion. For 40 minutes, the ball glowed like a comet between stars, and every possession felt like a page being etched into league history. Aces start hot, Mercury stay cool. From the tip, the Aces looked determined to defend their home floor after dropping Game 1. Aya Wilson, calm yet burning with purpose, opened with a silky mid-range jumper that drew a roar from the Michelob ULTRA Arena crowd. Jackie Young followed with a deep 3, and suddenly Las Vegas led 9-2. But Phoenix, led by the electric duo of Kahleah Copper and Brittney Griner, didn't flinch. The Mercury have built their postseason around resilience, and in the finals, resilience becomes gold. Copper answered with a transition 3, then Griner muscled in a hook shot over Wilson that seemed to wake the Phoenix bench. By the end of the first quarter, Las Vegas led 27-24. The Aces had the edge, but the Mercury had their rhythm. The second quarter, old school meets new school. The second frame turned into a chess match between 2 different basketball eras. Phoenix leaned on veteran IQ, deliberate sets, inside-out passing, and patience. Las Vegas, meanwhile, tried to stretch the floor with pace and perimeter firepower. Chelsea Gray, returning from injury earlier this postseason, orchestrated the Aces' offense like a maestro. Her no-look passes and hesitation dribbles broke open Phoenix's defense again and again. Yet every time Vegas seemed ready to pull away, Sophie Cunningham or Natasha Cloud would nail a timely jumper, keeping the deficit within a single possession. With 2:34 left in the half, Wilson spun baseline for a and one that sent her bench leaping. Aces up by 8. But Copper responded immediately with a crossover and a step-back triple that silenced the building. At halftime, Las Vegas led 49-45. Third quarter fireworks, the duel begins. Whatever Phoenix head coach Nate Tibbetts said in the locker room must have been fire and flint because the Mercury came out blazing. Griner, who had been methodical in the first half, began to dominate the paint. On 3 consecutive possessions, she blocked a shot, grabbed a rebound, and scored on the other end. Then, the game's most memorable duel took form. Wilson versus Griner, 2 towering forces at the height of their powers. Every touch became personal, every rebound a battle of wills. Wilson hit a face-up jumper. Griner countered with a turnaround hook. Wilson drew a foul and hit 2 free throws. Griner ran the floor for a transition dunk. The arena roared with every exchange. It wasn't just finals basketball, it was legacy basketball. The Mercury briefly took their first lead of the night on a Cunningham corner 3, 64-62. But in vintage Aces fashion, Kelsey Plum caught fire. 3 straight possessions, 3 straight threes. Boom, 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 The Aces reclaimed momentum, ending the third quarter up 77-72. Fourth quarter, the madness of champions. As the final frame opened, both teams played with desperation disguised as grace. Phoenix opened with a 7-0 run, capped by a copper fast-break layup that tied it at 79. The Mercury bench erupted, towels flying, voices cracking. But then came the turning point. With 6 minutes left, Gray hit a step-back three to give the Aces the lead again. On the next possession, Wilson blocked Griner at the rim, her fifth of the night, and sprinted downcourt to finish a transition layup. The building shook. Still, the Mercury refused to fold. Cloud hit a clutch mid-range shot. Cunningham drew a charge on Plum. The game clock ticked under 2 minutes, with Vegas leading 91-90. Then chaos. With 1:12 left, Copper drove hard to the basket and drew contact on Wilson. Foul. 2 free throws. She hit both, putting Phoenix up 92-91. The Mercury's bench leaped to their feet. Vegas called timeout. Out of the huddle, everyone knew where the ball was going. Wilson caught it on the left block, spun baseline, double-teamed, kicked out to Plum, who hit her fifth three of the night. Aces up 94-92. Phoenix had one last shot. With 8.4 seconds left, the Mercury inbound to Griner at the elbow. She faced up, dribbled once, turned, and fired off the rim. The rebound bounced to Wilson, who secured it as the final horn blared. Las Vegas 94, Phoenix 92. Aces survive, series tied 1-1. As confetti cannons paused for Game 3, the Aces walked off the court with a mix of exhaustion and exhilaration. Wilson finished with 28 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 blocks, a performance that screamed MVP form. Plum's 24 points, including those dagger threes, made the difference when it mattered most. For Phoenix, Copper led with 26 points, and Griner posted 22 points, 10 boards, and 3 blocks, a dominant showing that deserved more. Cunningham added energy and heart, while Cloud's steady hand nearly guided them to another road upset. What it means? The win doesn't just tie the series, it redefines it. Vegas rediscovered its championship swagger after being humbled in Game 1, while Phoenix proved again that they belong on this stage. Game 3 in Phoenix now looms as a potential pivot point. The Mercury will bring their desert crowd, their defensive grit, and their belief. The Aces will bring experience, urgency, and maybe a few bruises. It's a finals that has already delivered the spectacle fans craved: star power, intensity, and storylines that spill beyond the scoreboard. Wilson's leadership, Griner's resurgence, Koppa's clutch gene. Every narrative feels alive.